TNB is a Malaysian utility business and has overseas operation in the United Kingdom, Kuwait, Turkey, Saudi Arabia and India, focusing primarily on solar, wind and hydro energy generation assets for the United Kingdom, Turkey and India in December 2022. It generates, transmits and distributes electricity across Peninsular Malaysia, Sabah and Labuan. TNB also serves around 10.6 million customers in Peninsular Malaysia, Sabah and Labuan. Tenaga Nasional Berhad caters to commercial, industrial and residential clients, accounting for majority of Malaysia's electrical sales and supporting the economy. The company's current ratio exceeded more than 1, indicating sufficient assets for 2021 and 2022, but insufficient in 2020 due to lower assets. As for the company's quick ratio in 2020 and 2021 was lower than 1, causing insufficient current assets to pay short-term debt. 2022 is better. For net working capitals in 2020 and 2021 showed negative equity and long-term debt financing, while 2022 saw increase in capital and higher safety margin.
First of all, I will talk about average collection period. The most efficient length of time for a company to collect its debt is when the average collections period is the shortest. For TNB Berhad, they got the shortest period in 2021 compared to 2020 and 2022. Next, I will talk about fixed asset turnover. In the case of fixed asset turnover ratio, a higher ratio is preferred because it indicates that the company is efficient in managing its resources and assets to generate sales. In 2021, TNB Berhad is efficient in managing its resources and assets compared to 2020 and 2022. Next, I will talk about inventory turnover. Inventory turnover used to measure a company's effectiveness in using inventory. A higher ratio is better to show the efficiency in managing inventory, lowering the investment cost and to gain profit. In the case of TNB Berhad, have the highest and effective ratio in 2022 compared to 2020 and 2021.
Debt ratio in 2022 has the highest percentage compared with the year 2021 and 2020. Although 2022 has the highest debt ratio percentage, the company still be able to maintain financial stability because of the debt ratio below 50%. For debt to equity in the company, for 2020 is more efficient compared to year in 2021 and 2022. A good ratio for debt to equity should not be more than 2 because it will be considered risky. For time interest earned in 2022 is more efficient compared to year in 2021 and 2020.
Last but not least is the profitability ratio. Profitability ratio help determine and evaluate the company's ability to generate the income against the expenses it incurs. The first one is net profit margin. The net profit margin reflects a company's overall ability to turn income into profit. Net profit margin for TNB in 2022 is less efficient compared with the years 2021 and 2020. The year 2020 is the most efficient for net profit margin. Second is return on asset. Return on asset indicates a company's profitability in relation to its total assets. The return on asset for TNB was same in the year from the year 2020 and 2022, but slightly increased in 2021. The third one is return on equity. Return on equity is a number that represents the total return on equity capital and shows the firm's ability to turn equity investments into profits. Return on equity for TNB in 2022 less efficient compared with the years 2021 and 2020. On the financial statements of Tenaga Nasional Berhad from the year 2020 until 2022, we are able to produce the ratio analysis and analyze the company's performances throughout the years. According to liquidity ratios, Tenaga Nasional Berhad's ability to pay short-term liability to the creditor increased by year to year. Other than that, we also analyze efficiency ratios of the company, and the assets management was better in the past years compared to the recent years. It shows that the company is able to meet its financial commitments. Next, according to leverage ratios, it can be seen that the company debt level increased every year, yet is still in a stable condition. At the same time, the ability of company to pay the interest obligations also increase annually, and the company can meet the commitment without difficulty. Last but not least, based on the profitability ratios, the ability of the company to generate profit according to net profit margin and return on equity decreased, and the return on asset maintained each year. In accordance with the ratio analysis, it portrays that Telaga Nasional Berhad are not in its best performances. Nevertheless, the company performances are still stable and safe in managing its commitment, assets, and profits. That is all from us. Thank you.